Hey everybody in the reggae universe, welcome to a conversation in dub hosted by me, Mark Ramondi.
And me, James Pasqua. This podcast is all about exploring the massive world of reggae and dub music, from its roots in Jamaica to its influence on various music genres worldwide.
This podcast also explores the intricacies of dub through insightful conversations, interviews with artists, and in-depth analysis of iconic tracks. We don't just talk about the music, but also the stories behind it, the techniques used in its production, and the social and political context that shaped its development.
Our goal is to promote mindful listening, taking you, the listener, on the journey the artist intended. Through this process, we hope to introduce you to new music or give you a new insight on music you already know and love.
This podcast is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community. We're here to help connect the dots.
If you have any feedback for us, be sure to email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram at aconversationindub. We love hearing from you. Now,
let's get to the show. Hey, bro. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I am doing great. It is nice to see you. I'm glad that we're recording another episode today, which is going to be really fun. But we are settling into fall. It is the heart of October right now when we are recording this.
Yeah, it has been a long time since we've done one of these. We did a lot of episodes up front and just released them, and then took a little summer break, I think. End of summer break.
Yeah, and it was so essential. I mean, like for me as a teacher, like going from summer to September.
Wait. You're a teacher?
Oh, well, I mean, self-proclaimed title. Let's go with that because I am a private music instructor.
I've never heard you talk about this before.
I know. It's crazy, right? First time. Guys, I teach piano. If you guys are out there, go to ramondipiano.com if you're interested in some virtual lessons. It's pretty cool. I teach all around the world right now, and it's really, really fun, and I love it, and I've been doing it for about 18 years. But as much as I love it, that transition from summer into fall is nuts, and I definitely felt it because it was like you have all this time. I mean, I always suggest for people don't take lessons in August. I mean, piano is a fall winter sport because you're outside, you're doing things, and we want to be able to hunker down and make music come September. But then the adjustment of an open schedule to absolutely not open is crazy, and I don't blame anybody for it too. I mean, everybody's getting their own schedules in order, so there's makeups, there's cancellations, it's this. I mean, my adult students have kids that are going back to school, and my kids are going back to school, and they don't want to do that. So September's impossible. I'm just glad that we've been able to kind of settle things in. Things are looking more consistent, and we can get back to doing these, which I have definitely missed.
I know. Summer's been crazy too. Stepadelic played the Zion Reggae Fest. That was a lot of fun. It was their first one. Got to see a lot of cool music, a lot of bands I never heard of. That's always a good thing. And speaking of bands I got to check out, Eureka Sound was there.
Amazing.
And it was the first time I saw them. I had heard them a bunch. You know, I really liked their music, but I never saw them. Oh, man. Their show was so good. Unfortunately, they had to stop early because of lightning. But, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But what I did see was fantastic. And I was like, we have to do a Eureka Sound episode. So,
dude,
here we are.
When you, dude, yeah, and I remember when you heard them, and that was like you were raving about these guys. And Eureka Sound, I've heard of Eureka Sound, like they've kind of been on the peripheral of everything that's been going on. But for me, this is going to be a first listen through today too, so I'm super excited.
First listen through, and we're gonna check out the song called "Humans" on the Word to Mankind album. Came out in 2019. Again, Eureka Sound, Humans, Word to Mankind album. So,
I'm excited.
Pause this podcast, go to your favorite streaming platform, play that song, and come back and join us to discuss it. What do you say?
Let's do it, bro. I'm ready to hear it.
All right, here we go. This is Humans. That was Humans by Eureka Sound. Mark just heard that for the first time. What did you think?
Oh, man. I don't care where you are listening to this song, right? But if you're hearing this and there's not a part of your body that was moving to how unbelievably percussive that track was, then you're deaf. I'm sorry.
Then
Like
you're
it's just,
deaf.
there's no
or
like
you're just
that
dead.
was yeah, dude, that was really awesome. That was really, I mean, talk about so many different flavors.
Oh yeah.
In that track. Like there were some things in there that I just hadn't heard. I just haven't heard. And that's really awesome.
I mean, for me, what puts them apart is his soulful guitar playing. And you don't hear it that much in this song. You hear it a little in the bridge, but like there's a lot of songs where you're like, whoa, that is such a cool flavor for reggae music that you don't hear enough of.
You know what it was for me? I totally agree with you. I was going to talk about the soulful nature of the guitar, but the punchiness and like the punchiness and the percussiveness of the instruments is different with that particular flavor of that soulful guitar. You don't really hear that combination. If you're going to hear like a real soulful like blues guitar kind of like riffing over different things, you're almost going to see more of like a subdued, less percussive, more flowing background of the other instrumentals.
Yeah.
But this just like was so punchy and like it just literally felt like the percussiveness of just the bass line was just boom, boom, just popping you right in the face every single time you heard it, which I absolutely loved. But then you have these mellow elements that are just cascaded over the top of this, like the guitar, whenever the piano is doing like a lead line, it was just so mellow. It was just such a contrast. You had so many contrasting elements happening together to be so cohesive was amazing. I loved that.
The little piano line is like creepy, right? Because it just comes in every once in a while. It's very wet with reverb, and it's just there, and you're like, woo, chilling.
It's so good. It's so good. And like I've never heard a piece this percussive be so not abrasive. If that makes sense. You know? It's percussive, but it's still very like
it's warm.
Everything had a very warm timbre. Exactly. Yeah. And like the warmth of this was awesome. And I'm loving the vocal lines, dude. The vocals are incredible. They remind me of like the same kind of flow and nature of melodies, like of like Stranger and like Stranger Band and things like that. Like that kind of like almost like just the bluesy flow of the vocals and just almost the exact like melodic lines of it. And also the effortless of the vocals, how it's just this kind of perfectly on pitch, but it just sounds like it's just sitting so gently over everything that's happening to make it all come together and tie the different musical elements together. It's that same confidence and comfort that I get and I enjoy when I'm listening to other bands like that. Like that's kind of what it really reminded me of.
Yeah, and I believe there are 2 lead singers in this band and at least an additional, background singer. But their harmonies are so good.
So
right?
Good.
And they're just
so
everywhere,
good.
and it's so welcoming. I'm like, you're not overdoing it, guys. Please give us more.
Not at all. And like the way that they emphasize the different beats of a measure that don't normally get emphasized and how they just bring a really big punch of sound and back off immediately. It's not like this giant build up and then they keep you there. It's like, boom, they hit you and they back off. That's the contrast that like I almost live for when I'm hearing tracks like this, because you don't really hear it that often, and it's something so different. And I just love the way that it's done in this track. This is awesome.
Well, it's very rootsy. When you see
very rootsy.
When you see those roots reggae guys live, they do that a lot.
Yeah.
But bands are now just applying that to their studio songs, and I'm here for it.
Sense. But again, I could see like how unbelievably electrifying a track like that would be to hear live. I could totally see that. And 100%. Did you get a chance to hear this track live when they were performing, or was it just cut short before it could get to anything else?
They definitely played this song. Yeah, I was trying to think of what I heard them play. They played a long set before they got shut off, but yeah, they played this one.
That is amazing. And where are they located out of?
They are from SoCal. I'm not sure exactly where. Southern California for sure.
That is awesome.
Absolutely
awesome.
They remind me, their vibe reminds me of Simpkin Project.
Yep. Yes. I totally, definitely get that Simpkin Project vibe. What I love is I feel like instrumentally there's a lot of complexity going on in rhythmic shifts. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I'm listening to Simpkin Project, it puts me in almost like this soundscape that I just stay there for the length of the entire song, and you can get lost in it. It's mesmerizing. It's like meditative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that is exactly what the tones are. You can't get that from Eureka Sound.
They're equally it's just very punchy though.
Equally punchy. You're absolutely right. Equally punchy, but I feel like it's like Simpkin Project with like a slight more instrumental variety per track. You know what I mean? Because like, I mean, you could listen to different Simpkin Project songs and you're going to get all that variety that you're looking for. But like, this was one track you just showed me that had like, it kind of covered it all. It kind of, we went through everything. And like, even that like weird, like almost in like, it wasn't instrumental because there was vocals through it. I want to like call it almost like a pre-solo before we went into like the guitar solos, like that part where like you were just, they were like riding on two chords and swaying back and forth between it. It was like this really groovy, like interlude part that was so cool and so different. Like, talk about contrast. You have a song that really didn't sound like something like that would fit into it. Like I would have never thought that that's where they were going to go with a track like this. You know what I mean? I love that. Like so much variety that they offer in one track. That gets me. That just gets me, man, because of the complexity. It's one of the reasons why I love doing this podcast where we can talk about these complexities. You know, you think reggae music and you think it's just this thing that branches over everything reggae. And there's just so many different elements that you can talk about. Like this is such a different sounding track, but so rootsy at the same time, which makes it so intriguing. I love it.
Yeah. And like I said, they remind me of Simpkin Project. And then it's funny that they came out with a single featuring Simpkin Project.
Did they really?
So it even like further solidified my feelings towards it.
That's hilarious. Well, I
gotta
totally
do some digging.
See it.
You gotta go listen to all their stuff because it's so good, and it's like so different. Like this is a pretty heavy song, and then they'll have the slower, rootsy songs. They'll have the soulful songs. They'll have some dubs.
Yep.
You know,
they
do it all. Eureka Sound. I really hope that they are recording new music. I know they're doing a lot of live shows. I want to hear new music, like right now.
I mean, I'm looking right now. There was 2 singles that were released 2024, but no full length. It's been a while since a full length was released.
Yeah,
which is awesome. Yeah, this was the last full length. This was 2019, and we're talking about like the first release that I'm seeing here was 2017. So really awesome. I mean, this is another one of those bands where, you know, you talk about influence. I mean, coming onto the scene doing this 2017, I'd love to kind of hear like, you know, where were the inspirations coming from to kind of get this sound to where it is. But this was really a unique track, really awesome. So excited to be able to feature these guys on here, and hopefully we can get them on here so we can have a little bit more of a conversation of their background and see, you know, how they've grown to this and where the future is going for them. And, you know, it's hopeful that they're playing festivals with you guys and like doing more stuff, that there's definitely going to be more music and they're pressing forward. So that gives us a lot of stuff to look forward to from these guys.
And hopefully there's some stepadelic Eureka Sound shows. That would be great.
Absolutely fantastic. More connections to be made, but man, this was an awesome track. So guys, if you guys enjoy this, go down and check out some of these other singles these guys got and just different stuff they've released, and definitely excited to go and give a listen through this album myself for the rest of the day today, because it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful weekend over here, so we've got some time freeing up, and as we're getting the house ready for fall and doing some decorating, I guarantee we're going to be putting this on in the background today, man. So thank you so much for opening my eyes to it. I hope it did the same for everybody else out there today who got the chance to listen to it.
Make sure you start from the beginning, though. That opener dub is perfect. It's the perfect opener. I cannot wait.
Cannot wait. But this is awesome, and I'm just happy to be here. Happy to do another episode with you, man. It's been a while.
Hey, we should do more of these.
Get back into things. We should do more.
We should. You know, we should probably keep a consistent podcast going. You want to try that?
Maybe that would be cool. I don't know. I mean, it might sound stressful, but I think we could swing it.
I think so. It's just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody out there even listens to this and maybe there's songs they want to hear us feature or artists that they might want to bring up to us, maybe they could comment, let us know, let us in because we love hearing from you guys out there. And we'll keep this thing going because it's a fun place to be.
I mean, we've only done like 133 episodes. So it's a good place to start now. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a little foundation, but we're working on it. So yeah, speaking of, guys, go back and listen to other episodes. If you like this, and this is the first time that you've heard these guys, that's kind of what we do here. We are here to make sure that we can introduce everybody to all the different branches of reggae that's out there because this genre is amazing. And there's so many different rabbit holes you can go down. So if you thought this was interesting and this brought some new awareness to some different bands for you, go back down the rabbit hole. You can find all of our stuff almost everywhere, mostly on Spotify. And then you can kind of see what interests you and which branches of reggae you like the most. And definitely comment, reach out to us, let us know what you want to hear next. We'd love to hear from you.
Give us a good rating on your podcast platform that you're listening to right now. It really helps. It helps our outreach. It really does.
Absolutely. So thank you guys who already have done that too. Thank you for helping spread the word and getting this to people who can really benefit from just taking some time to intentionally listen to some music today because it's an important thing to do. Get yourself grounded, get yourself centered, and find something you love and enjoy and sit back and enjoy it too. So you guys.
Eureka Sound.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Eureka Sound, for this one. Hope you guys are enjoying fall and the transition to this weather too. And as always,
keep dubbing.
Keep dubbing.
Thanks for listening to A Conversation in Dub, hosted by James Pasqua and Mark Raimondi. Conversation in Dub is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community? We're here to help you connect the dots.
This show is produced and edited by James Pasqua. Our theme music is an original composition called Keep Dubbing by James Pasqua and Mark Raimondi. If you want to hear previous episodes containing full songs, you can find them all on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at A Conversation in Dub. And if you have any feedback, requests, or just want to talk about music, reach out there or email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com. Make sure to rate us on your podcast platform of choice. And as always, keep dubbing.